I have an obsession, and it's not money as you might think. It's actually home organization. Ever since I was young, I've been obsessed with keeping everything around me in perfectly tidy order. Once I visited a friend's house, when I noticed he had a tidier room than me, I ran home immediately and started cleaning up my room. I know, I was a weird kid. So guess what my reaction was when I first heard about Marie Kondo and her best-selling books, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up and Spark Joy. I was like, no, I was going to write that book. Sadly, she beat me to it, thus here I'm talking to you about boring index funds instead of the exciting world of home organization. But regardless, her book and her show are pretty amazing, and especially so if you're a home organization nerd like me. So in salute to Marie Kondo, let me share with you 12 effective strategies you can use to tidy up your finances and even your life. And hi, if you're new to the channel, my name is Tay from Financial Tortoise, where we learn to grow our wealth slow and steady. The number one strategy from Marie Kondo that we can use to tidy up our finances: discard first. To truly cherish the things that are important to you, you must first discard those that have outlived their purpose. She says it a lot more poetically than I would say it, but essentially, if we want to start the process of cleaning up our finances, we have to purge first. The credit card with the $100 annual fee you opened up 5 years ago because the store teller told you that you get 20% off on your first purchase, time to let it go and close it. The checking account that you opened up 3 years ago because there was a sign-up bonus, if you aren't using it, no need to keep it around. Close it. The 5 brokerage accounts you have spread out with different trading platforms because you wanted to diversify your investments, either consolidate them into one or close them all. When we have all these loose ends in our finances that we don't discard before tackling our budget or our investments, they will distract us from our primary goal. It is already hard enough making headway in our finances. We don't need additional distractions getting in our progress. The number 2 strategy from Marie Kondo that we can use to tidy up our finances: focus on one category at a time. Dealing with just one category within a single time frame speeds up the tidying process. Most often when we try to tackle our finances, we feel frustrated because we try to do too much at once. Oh, I need to build a budget. I have to call my insurance company. I need to update my 401k contribution amount. All important and ultimately necessary. However, when we try to tackle them all at once, we're setting ourselves up for failure. In organizing, Marie Kondo has a very specific order of organization. Start with clothes, then move on to books, paper, kimono, and finally things with sentimental value. Her logic is that by starting out with easy things first, you're building up your organization as well as decision-making skills, thus enabling you to tackle the hardest challenges at the end. When it comes to your finances, I would say if you're just getting started, start out with the following. 1. Start out by tracking your spending. Download all your transactions for the past 3 months and see where your money is actually going. Or if you want to go digital, link up your account to tools like Mint and review it online. 2. Create a budget based on your spending. And don't overcomplicate this. A simple one that breaks down your expenses into 3 to 5 categories is good enough. And 3. Go through all your accounts and automate it as much as possible. Bill pays, money withdrawals, and notifications. There are tons of other money activities that can come after this, but if you can get these basics right, you're doing way better than the majority of people out there. The number 3 strategy from Marie Kondo that we can use to tidy up our finances: learn to fold right. That's right, I said fold right. This is painful for me to admit because I considered myself an organization savant. So when I first picked up Marie Kondo's book, I was like, what else can I learn? I'm just going to flip through it to see what she missed. But when I got to the folding section of the book, yes, that's right, she has a whole chapter dedicated to correctly folding our shirts. I was shocked. I realized right there and then that I've been folding my clothes the wrong way for the past 4 decades. Not only was I not giving each piece of clothes its ideal shape, I wasn't folding them so they could stand up. I was standing up my shirts on top of each other, whereas I should have stored them standing up rather than laid flat. Stacking is very hard on the things at the bottom. Thus, my shirts on the bottom always looked wrinkled. In addition, I didn't know what shirts I owned because I could only see the shirts on the top. I know, mind-blowing, right? Alright, this section isn't really about needing to fold your shirts correctly if you want to tidy up your finances. Rather, realizing that skills and techniques matter. You can't tidy if you've never learned how. So continue to hone your money skills. I thought I knew everything there was to know about home organization before I picked up Marie Kondo's book. But what I realized was there's always something new to learn. In the same way, if you want to tidy up your finances and keep that way moving forward, continue to hone your money skill and knowledge. By neatly folding your clothes, you can solve almost every problem related to storage. In the line of honing our skills, let me share with you a tool that could help you hone your knowledge: Shortform. Shortform is a platform that produces super high quality guides to nonfiction books. Whether you want to discover new books or want to get deeper insights about some of your favorite books, Shortform is a perfect companion. I especially love how it's so easily accessible via my computer, phone, or tablet. They even have an audio version I can listen to while working out or driving. Join through my special link, shortform.com/tay, and get a free trial of unlimited access to Shortform, plus an additional 20% discount on the annual subscription. The number 4 strategy from Marie Kondo that we can use to tidy up our finances. And this one's a bit sensitive. Don't let your family see you. I especially recommend that my clients avoid showing their parents. It's not that there's anything to be ashamed of. There's nothing wrong with tidying. However, it's extremely stressful for parents to see what their children discard. Money is a very sensitive topic, and because it's so sensitive, everyone has an opinion about it. especially our parents. Now, if our parents have very similar money values, this might not be a problem. But from what I've seen, that is more of an anomaly rather than the norm. So the best approach is often to tidy up your finances your way first. Your mom might recommend you talk to a financial advisor who also happens to be your third cousin. Your dad might recommend you pay everything in cash because he can't trust the financial system. I'm sure they mean well and are saying that because they love you, but you have to take their money advice with a grain of salt. The number 5 strategy from Marie Kondo that we can use to tidy up our finances. Pursue ultimate simplicity. This one I love given I try to follow the mantra of simplicity with everything I do. The secret to maintaining an uncluttered room is to pursue ultimate simplicity in storage so you can tell at a glance how much you have. Have you ever been to the container store or the home organization section of Target or Walmart? There's literally a box or a storage bin for everything you can think of. You have a weird shaped purse? Not a problem. Here is a storage bin specifically made for that purse. Who cares if that weird shaped purse could go out of style next year? Thus, Marie Kondo advocates pursuing the ultimate simplicity when it comes to storage. For me, I've resorted to using the same clear shoe bin for most small item storage. Not only are they all identical, I can interchange the items within them easily when they're no longer needed, especially useful for kids' toys. In the same spirit, pursue ultimate simplicity with our finances. Use one bank for all our banking needs. Use one investment firm for our investment purposes. Follow a simple 2 to 3 fund portfolio strategy instead of a 10 fund strategy. I have a whole video where I delve deeper into how to simplify our finances, so I'll have a link in the description below. The number 6 strategy from Marie Kondo that we can use to tidy up our finances. Practice clutter Photoshop treatment. As your house becomes tidier, it's easy to forget what it was like when it was messy. A look at the photos will show you how far you've come and encourage you to keep going. It's easy to lose steam with tidying up our home or tidying up our finances. So what Marie Kondo recommends is to take a photo of your room or your drawer when they're at their messiest state. Thus, you can look at them next time you feel discouraged about your current tidy state and realize that you made a lot more progress than you thought. Celebrate the progress and not get discouraged by the lack of perfection. In the same way, we can practice the clutter Photoshop treatment by tracking our financial progress. My favorite is by tracking our net worth. You can do it through an account aggregator like Mint or Empower, formerly known as Personal Capital, or if you want more customization, create your own spreadsheet, which I've done as well. When my wife and I feel like we're not making much headway with our finances, we reference where our net worth was just 5 or 10 years ago. And we instantly get a boost of motivation because we can see how far we've come. The number 7 strategy from Marie Kondo that we can use to tidy up our finances. Make it aesthetically pleasing to look at. Marie Kondo introduces her secret to maintaining a neat closet. Arrange your clothes so that they rise to the right. Her logic is that we have a more positive feeling towards an arrow that rises towards the right rather than descent. And true, I'd rather see my portfolio move up and to the right rather than down. Thus, when you stand in front of a closet that has been reorganized so that the clothes rise to the right, you'll feel your heart beat faster and the cells in your body buzz with energy. I don't know if I get the same level of buzz throughout my body when I look at my closet, regardless of how well organized it is, but I get the concept here. You want to think about how something looks if you're going to spend a lot of time with it. So when it comes to making our budget, tracking our expenses, or monitoring our portfolio, don't discount the aesthetic component of it. Thus, when I make my spreadsheets, I like to make sure my columns are even and title colors coordinated before I start plugging numbers in. If Marie Kondo gets that buzz throughout her body when she looks at her perfectly well-organized closet, I get that same buzzy feeling when I look at my perfectly color-coordinated budget spreadsheet. If you want a free copy of my budget spreadsheet, sign up for my newsletter. I'll have a link in the description below. The number 8 strategy from Marie Kondo that we can use to tidy up our finances. Discard all paper. This is another one that I really like. A single sheet of paper takes up almost no room, which makes it very easy to accumulate far too many before you realize it. There's a lot of paperwork that comes with managing our finances. Credit card statements, bank statements, insurance coverage documents, and investment prospects. And because they all look important, it's so easy to let them pile up and pile up. Here are a few tips to minimize paperwork. 1. Enroll in paperless with all your credit card, bank, insurance, and investment companies. Instead of receiving a paper copy of your credit card statement, opt for paperless. Not only does this reduce paperwork from piling up, digital access is much more accessible in my book. 2. If you do have paperwork that creeps in here and there, throw it out if they have no direct relevance to your immediate need. That low interest offer from the bank? Toss it. The realtor letter interested in buying your property? If you're not looking to sell, trash it. 3rd, if there is paperwork that you do consider somewhat important, scan them with your phone. If you have an iPhone, you can use a Notes app and scan as many documents as you want for free. Then you can upload them into the cloud. As long as you label them well, you can easily find what you need later via the search function. The number 9 strategy from Marie Kondo that we can use to tidy up our finances. Empty your bag every day. Marie Kondo likes to use interesting analogies for all her lessons. So here's a one for a full bag. Being packed all the time, even when not in use, must feel something like going to bed in a full stomach. Now, I'm not as poetic as her, but I understand the logic. It's easy to get in the habit of leaving our bags packed after we come back from somewhere. We think, why take out my wallet and keys when I will need them again the next day? However, when we don't practice emptying our bags every day, we can easily forget what we have in our bag. And because we don't have a good inventory of what we own, we add one more pen or one more lip balm to the bag. And before we know it, in reference to Marie Kondo's full stomach, we're lugging around a bunch of things we don't need. Not to mention we're already buying more of what we already have. Also, emptying our bags ensure that we're clearing out extra receipts or things that we collected throughout the day. Receipts that belong in our cloud storage, not in our wallet. Number 10 strategy from Marie Kondo that we can use to tidy up our finances. Give everything a home. You must select a comfortable storage place for each item you have decided to keep. One where each can shine to its full potential. The things you have chosen support your life. You must create a space where they can feel at home. Again, Marie Kondo is a lot more poetic than I. For me, the primary reason why you want to give all the items its appropriate home is so 1, you aren't wasting time looking for that item. And 2, you aren't wastefully buying 2 of something because you already own one. We did this often with our kitchen scissor. Because we didn't have a home for our kitchen scissor, I remember needing to rummage through multiple drawers before finding it. And we mistakenly thought the solution was we needed more scissors. When in actuality, the solution was that we just needed to identify one home for that one pair of scissors. The essence of the storage process is to appreciate the things that you own and to strive to make your relationship with them as special as possible. To decide where to store something is to give it a home. The number 11 strategy from Marie Kondo that we can use to tidy up our finances. Take care of your wallet. This one is an interesting one because I never really thought about it until I read her book. By taking good care of your wallet, you'll feel gratitude every time you remove some cash, and this will actually change how you use your money. Now, it doesn't have to be cash, given we live in 21st century now, but I do admit, when I have a clean wallet, it does make using it more pleasurable. And true, at times, grateful. Now, it doesn't have to be an expensive wallet, but a clean wallet, empty of unnecessary items, only stocked with key items like our license, credit card, and few cash bills, does the job. I feel so grateful now when I take money out of my wallet. It makes it possible for me to eat 3 meals a day and buy the things that bring me joy. This habit has really altered the way I spend. The number 12 strategy from Marie Kondo that we can use to tidy up our finances. Always ask, does this spark joy? And this one is really the major takeaway that most people have after reading Marie Kondo's book. You're not choosing what to discard, but rather what to keep. Keep only those things that bring you joy. Marie Kondo often talks about this in the discarding process. Pick up an item and ask, does this spark joy? If not, then discard it without thinking twice. Only surround yourself with things that you genuinely love. In the same way, ask yourself whenever you're spending money, does this spark joy? Or are you buying it because of an ad you saw? Or because everyone in the neighborhood is saying you should get one as well? What sparks joy for one person is and should be completely different from someone else. So next time you're at a crossroad of spending, ask yourself, does it spark joy? If not, take a pass. Thank you guys for watching. In the spirit of sparking joy, if you'd like to know what my family and I personally like to splurge on, please check out my video here. Until next time, all the best.